Welcome back, Blade Gang. This old sword again. We have a tiger of a knife for you today. Relatively new from CJRB, whose parent company is Artisan. We have the CJRB Tigris, word meaning tiger in Latin. And it is a beast of a knife out of AR RPM 9. It is an in-house design, as far as I know, by CJRB. And we're going to run down some specs for you pretty soon, but basically we have a double G10 handled knife, 2 sections. We have a gray-blue, blue-gray, which I happen to like, one of my favorites. We got a round red pivot surround. Black blade on this model. There is a stonewash blade, I believe, with a white handle. I did have my choice at White Mountain. This was coming in around 65, 69, somewhere like that, maybe a little less. Interesting design notes here. A little bit like a Dirk Pinkerton design, but as far as I know, this is not. We have a bright red aluminum, I believe it's aluminum. Yep, aluminum backspacer, which along with the deep carry clip sort of is a red flag in the pocket. I'm not sure where you'd want deep carry and that bright color, but I'm going to get over it because I do like the knife. It feels great in the hand, super nice ergos. Got a little bit of a belly to this massive cleaver style Wharncliffe. Goes against my rules for knives. I usually like something with a point on it, although you could say there's your point. It's just pointing in a different direction. So if you need a point, there it is. You can definitely do precision cuts with it. And haven't carried it yet, just came in, but we've got a fairly springy fold over clip. See if we can give you some specs on it, courtesy of our good friends out at Blade HQ. If you do buy this knife at White Mountain, don't forget to use the discount code OLDSWORD to get your 10% off. So this is an 8.5 overall inch length, 3.5 inch blade, 3.5 inch cutting edge, blade width a massively high 1.5 inches. We got a 3mm or 0.12 inch blade thickness. It is out of their AR RPM 9 proprietary steel that Artisan makes and uses on many of their newer CJRB knives. It's considered to be a sheep's foot. I would go along with that. Call it a Wharncliffe, sheep's foot, cleaver, what have you. It weighs 6.38 ounces, which is a heavy knife. And we're going to find out if we got any weight relieving in there or not. It's a tip up, right hand only carry. And handle length is 5 inches. I think that's it. We got a flat grind. And I will be dropping the specs into the video so you can see them for yourself. So how is the action? Well, out of the box, not too bad. Not exactly drop shut, but feels like it could be made to be so. Opens very snappy. And interesting shape to the handle. Your release for your liner is up in here rather than over here. I mean, you could do that, but this is more or less where it's relieved. And it's a little bit of an effort to get it closed. That's not a bad thing because I don't like knives closing in my hand accidentally. We got a great guard, hand stop, whatever you want to call it. No jimping to speak of, just this kind of detail in here on the side which roughens it up ever so slightly. got some jimping here, smooth as it is on the backspacer. And the ergos are pretty good. So I'm not sure if they listed the handle thickness. Pardon me while I check again. Handle thickness is 0.60. Okay, 0.60. So I think that rounds us out with all the specs. Here's an interesting thing. This is a large knife. If I put it next to the Griptilian for comparison, you can see that the Griptilian's a little shorter, but definitely not as tall. But here's the funny thing. My favorite Wharncliffe is this guy. The Proponent by Artisan. And unfortunately the Tigris looks a little small in comparison with the Proponent. The Proponent being a Dirk Pinkerton design, sorry Dirk. And it is smooth as glass. It's amazing, the action on it. For I think this was like about the same price range. I'm not sure if these are still being made in D2 at this price point, but it is one of the most solid knives out there. What do we say the Tigris weighed? Checking again in a minute. But this guy weighs 8.85 ounces. It is massive. Got a 6-ounce range on this knife. Is still a heavy knife, but you know, I don't know where they get these weights sometimes. We're going to check it. It's 5.7 ounces. They must be weighing them with the box. What can I say? Keep getting bad weight readings from a lot of these online retailers. I don't know where they get their numbers, but I'm not overly concerned. But you should be concerned that it's not as heavy a knife as 6 ounces. It's still in the 5-ounce range. And we got weight relieving there. We have liners that are maybe a little on the thin side. I wouldn't worry about it. It's not going to collapse on your hand. And as with all CJRB and Artisans, it locks up tight, and the action is really, really good. So let's take another tour so you can get the details. Nice G10, lots of texture. Kind of a two-stage handle there, which gives you a contour looking at it from the butt end. Locks up nice on one pin. Kind of like the Rock of Gibraltar there, you know. These interesting facets and the way that sheep's foot blade falls off. But 3.5 inches, okay. I think the Proponent is a little longer blade. I think. Yeah, a little bit longer, not by too much. Maybe that's coming up on 3 3/4, somewhere around there. No, coming up on, if you measure it on the angle, coming up on close to 4 inches. Interesting. Sometimes the handle shape will fool you. Let's not upstage it with the Proponent much longer, because the Tigris is a nice knife. And it's a budgety knife. And if you like a cleaver style blade, in the 5.5 ounce, I think we said, weight range, I think it's hard to go wrong. So check them out at your favorite online store, either White Mountain, Blade HQ, Knife Center, Atlantic Knife, one of those guys. But you will get a discount if you shop at White Mountain. There's my plug. Hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give it a like and subscribe.